You're in the middle of explaining something that matters. You finally say what's been bothering you. And right as you start to get to the point, the conversation shifts. Suddenly, they're talking about something else. And you feel yourself trying to follow it while also trying to hold on to what you were saying. You may recognize the moment when the conversation starts to shift away from what you brought up, and you may notice yourself trying to bring it back to the original point. Over time, this can start to feel mentally tiring, and it can leave you wondering why things never feel fully resolved. What often happens here is subtle. You bring up something specific, something that matters to you, but instead of staying with it, the conversation begins to move. It might turn into something smaller, or something less direct, or something that feels loosely connected but not quite the same. And now, instead of talking about what you originally said, you're responding to something new. For them, this can become useful, because what this often does is change the direction of the conversation. The focus begins to move from the concern you raised to a different topic entirely. And once that shift happens, the interaction starts to center around that new direction. So instead of staying with what needed to be understood, the conversation moves toward something else. And over time, this can make it harder for the original issue to stay at the center of the conversation. It can also create a feeling where things are talked about but not actually resolved. Some people who study relational patterns describe this as a narcissistic communication pattern when it happens repeatedly. If this happens once, it may be misunderstanding, but when it repeats, a pattern can form. In healthy conversations, both people stay with the original concern long enough to understand it, even if it's uncomfortable. Many people respond by trying harder when the conversation doesn't feel clear. They explain more. They adjust their words. They try to bring things back calmly. But the more the topic shifts, the harder that becomes. Recognizing this can bring clarity, because it helps explain why things haven't been resolving, and it can help you see that the issue isn't always how you're explaining it, but how the conversation keeps moving away from it. If this helped put words to your experience, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists to help you recognize narcissistic and manipulative patterns calmly, clearly, and without blame, so you can understand what's happening and trust yourself again. And when conversations unfold this way, another pattern often begins to form. In the next video, we're going to explain why they interrupt you when you try to speak during conflict and how that pattern keeps the conversation from resolving. Click here to watch.